G'day everyone, and welcome back to another video. As you can probably tell clearly by now, I'm out in the yak today. Just got roof racks for my car, so I can now take the kayak out. And we've just arrived at our first spot. There's like a rock wall and fallen down trees. And I'm going to be chucking around this little pro lure crank. Start off with on a little sienna combo. Never fished this spot before, so keen to give it a go. It's an absolutely gorgeous day. The conditions are perfect. It's a high tide coming out, but there's just absolutely no wind. So I'm going to head around in this bay shortly. And apparently there's a big rock wall that I'm also going to chuck around these chubbies. I've also got my light set up. This is my ultralight. I've got my light and my medium. I heard the sand flats around the corner as well, so I'm going to be chucking around these little squidgies. And I've also got a very, very large paddle tail, if there's any big ones around. Oh, I reckon up near that tree branch looks good. Sure. Oh, this corner looks so nice. Oh, look at this. Made it to the next spot. This rock wall is looking perfect. Look at that. It's a pretty dodgy cast, to be honest with you. Oh, I thought, yep, there's a fish. Oh, wow, he followed that out far. What do we got here? Mr. Brimbo? Feels like a brim. Yeah, good brim. Cracking fish. Oh! Come here, mate. Alright, there we go. First fish of the day. First fish of the day, and it's a brimbo. Good brim as well. He's got that tangled in the net, so that'll be fun to get out. Just pulled an absolutely beautiful brim. Look at that. Taking on the chubby in the side of the mouth. Great looking fish. I'll chuck it on the measure mat actually. That's just slow rolling that pro lure crank. Just chucking it up against these rock walls and slowly rolling it. Beautiful yellowfin brim. There we go. Bit of a dodgy way to measure it, but let's see what we can do. So to the front, it's going to go 31 centimetre brim. Great fish. Let's get it back. I think he's more than ready. There he goes. You. Now this is a deep diving crank, so unlike the other cranks, there's a couple different types of them. This is a deep diver. You can have shallow divers, you can have medium divers. But this one's a deep diver. So what this will do is it'll be burying its little bib at the front all the way down, and it'll get around 1 to 2 meters deep. So this lure is able to get those fish that are right down on the bottom as I'm bringing it up off that rock wall. After fishing the rock wall for quite some time, I decided to head further up the system. Although the scenery was absolutely beautiful, I couldn't produce a fish. I then tried a big paddle tail lure on some shallow water flathead, and after throwing that around a couple hundred times with no result, I decided to try top water frogs in the overhanging tree branches. Although I was able to land some cracking casts doesn't always mean producing fish. With the day slowly coming to a close, I decided to try one last lure. It has been a very long day with very little success. We got that first brim in the first 20 minutes of fishing, and I've now been out here for 3 hours with nothing. My GoPro battery, this is on my 3rd battery and it's on around 80%. So we're going to fish the rest of this afternoon, and I'm going to be chucking on a lure that is my go-to if I can't catch fish, and it's that Z-Man 2.5 inch Slim Swimz. This lure's an absolute gun. I promote it probably a little bit too much, but it's a great lure. So we're going to be chucking this around, hopefully getting onto a few more fish before that light goes. It's around about 3 o'clock, so I've got 2 hours left of light. So hopefully we get onto a few. Come on, Mr. Slim Swimz, don't let me down. There's a fish. Grab the little paws as well. I don't know what this could be. Feels like a little flatty. Yep. A little flat dog. You cheeky bugger. Calm down, mate. Nice little flathead. Taking on that Slim Swimz. Finally a fish. It's been 2 to 3 hours. Very nice colours on this one. Very small, but we'll get him back. See you, little flatty. He's off. No hesitation. Oh, that was a good hit. Whatever that was. Oh, again. Grab it. There's a fish. Oh, they're so down deep. Another flatty. This one's a little bit better. There he is. Wow, this one's got some pretty colours on it. Come in, Mr. Flat Fella. That's a better one. That's a much better one. Calm it. You're right, you're right. Oh, he's just... Oh, that's sick, actually. Look at that. He's just shaking his head. And he's just shaking up that bit of fish. That is so cool. I don't know what kind of fish that is. Kind of spooky looking. Here we go, another flathead. Very nice. Coming into winter, I'll honestly take any fish. Beautiful little flathead like this, perfect. I'll get it on the measure afterwards, but he'd go around 40. Around that 40 mark. If you didn't know, coming into winter, the bite of fish slow right down. Your species that are usually fired on in summer, they start to slow right off. You still catch them, but they don't bite as often. So picking fish like this is really nice. Great little fish, taking on that lure. My go-to if I can't catch anything. There we go, it's out. Let's get a release. Oh, also forgot to mention, I showed it on the GoPro, but I'll get a close-up. When I got him in, he spat up this little fish. Camera should focus that. It's kind of hard to tell what it is, but if you know, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know what that little fish is. I mean, I know it's only half of it, but it doesn't look a very familiar species to me. Alright, we'll say the 50 mark 0, so there's 50. It's 38 to 39. Alright, let's get a water release. Always remember to check your leader. After 2 flathead, he'd already put a nice big freight in the line, so always check your leader, guys. Mate, that sun's just dropped, and I'm in this nice little valley area where I've been all day, obviously. But oh, man, it gets cold on the water real quick. I'm so glad I bring a spare jumper. That's the thing with soft plastics, they're so versatile. You can fish them shallow, you can fish them deep, and they're so simple to use. You let it drop down, especially with a paddle tail, flick, flick, let it drop down. It's just going to hop off the bottom, grab a flathead's attention, bang, they'll smack it. You also catch a bunch of other species on these lures, not even just purposely targeting flathead. If you want a more in detail video on how to fish soft plastics, let me know in the comments. I'll be down to do one of them. But they're so simple to use. Yep. He sat on that one as well for a little bit. Be another flathead. Come up, little fella. Oh, he's got a bit of last minute go in him. Yeah. Come here. Oh, you crazy thing. Another flathead. Third one of the day. But there we go. Another little flathead. See you, mate. Off he goes. Once again, check your leader for any... No, no frayed. We're good.